And now at 5, hitting the picket line.
Indiana casino workers now walking off the job in a fight for better pay.
Radar is clear on this Friday night, but I'm tracking storms this weekend and the threat of severe weather in your forecast.
That was a live look in Bloomington. IU getting ready for homecoming weekend. Rich Nye is there live. We'll get to him coming up in just a minute. It's 5 o'clock. I'm Dustin.
And I'm Jenna Webster.
Thanks for joining us. Tonight, roughly 200 workers at Horseshoe Casino in Shelbyville traded in their poker chips for picket signs.
Yeah, more than 90% of workers voted in favor of a strike as they continue demands to create a union. Ashton Hackman explains why workers say it's for more than just better pay.
If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down.
Table game dealers and other workers from Horseshoe, Indianapolis are leaving all their cards on the table, this time in the parking lot, with chants
What do we want? Union. What do we want it? Now.
Hitting the picket lines on the first day of a strike that included a visit from police. Officers reminded protesters they can't block the doors or prevent customers from entering the casino.
We want our demands to get these workers back into the casino is for the company to recognize them as union members.
Workers say they aren't betting just on higher pay, but on union approval.
We are not walking back in the building until we get recognized as a union, until we get our benefits back, and you guys give us a seat at the table.
More than 200 Caesars Entertainment employees authorized the strike after the government shutdown delayed their union election. They're backed by Teamsters Local 135.
We reached out to the company and requested to have a neutral third party run the same election process, and the company ignored our request.
Workers say the pressure is on the company and that empty seats at the table won't be easy to fill.
We got Halloween coming up, we got Thanksgiving coming up, and you've got a lot of people out here that have a lot of game knowledge. They are not going to be able to run this building without us.
We will be out here as long as it takes. That could be one day, that could be 2 weeks, that could be 2 months. We will be out here as long as it takes.
For now, all bets are off until Teamsters leaders and Caesars Entertainment reach a deal.
A vote on the union was originally set for October 17th. That date still up in the air. In Shelbyville, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
Now, Caesars Entertainment previously told us they support the union recognition process and will comply with federal regulations. We did reach out for a new statement after the strike began and are still waiting to hear back. In the meantime, Horseshoe Casino is still open for business.
As far as the shutdown goes, we are now on day 17 and starting to see more ripple effects. The Army Corps of Engineers is now pausing $11 billion in projects. That agency that manages the country's nuclear stockpile says it will need to furlough 80% of its staff because carryover funding they've used is about to run out. Senate Republicans are considering taking up a bill next week to resume paying federal workers impacted by the shutdown. That was big news this week. We should learn how they plan to do that in the coming days.
All right, turning to weather now to take a live look outside. I thought Rob put it really well earlier that the clouds just kind of a little preview of what's to come.
Yeah, kind of a subtle way of saying buckle up for a wild ride this weekend, Angela.
A wild ride is right. We have rain and storms, threat of severe weather Saturday into Saturday night, rain and strong winds that may top 40 miles per hour on Sunday, not associated with thunderstorms. So yes, a wild ride is coming our way for the weekend. Let's get you started though with Operation Football. I can't remember a season where we have had so many great Friday nights.
It's been almost perfect for weeks.
I agree, for weeks, and it continues tonight. Clouds on the increase, but no rain. May need a jacket or a sweatshirt, but that's about it. Sunset shortly after 7. On the other hand, we have Michigan State at IU down at Memorial Stadium. That is a 3:30 kickoff. Do not anticipate a washout, but we do want you to know that storms will be possible, not only at IU, but also at Ball State. So we just want you to be aware there are threats of severe weather, the greatest threat including damaging winds. Let's get you an early look at the timeline. The severe threat, a low threat, but it's not zero. Future Track 13 at 8 a.m. is quiet. Here is noon. You can see the storms approaching. These will be scattered in nature and won't impact everybody until we get into the late evening hours. This is when we're expecting the widespread rain and wind. So don't cancel any outdoor plans. We just want to make sure you're aware and don't want you to be surprised if you have to adjust those plans, including IU football this weekend.
That's right. What a weekend. Such an exciting weekend for IU football fans in town. And what a year, too, right?
They're ranked third?
Yeah. For the first time in program
Wow.
history.
I'm jealous of this assignment today because students and fans are, of course, making the most of it in the beautiful weather that we're having tonight with tonight's parade and celebration. So
That's right.
that's where our Rich Nye is, live in Bloomington. Earlier, Rich, you were practicing your wave earlier.
Yeah, you had
perfected
it down.
Yeah. And now I've joined the band. We're going to hear from the Marching 100 in just a moment. But look back here. Behind them, you can, well, maybe you can see. They got these feathery hats. You can't see anything but that. But there are all kinds of units lined up. We've got more than 70 units in this year's parade. It's the biggest ever. Here to celebrate homecoming with the parade that steps off in about 10 minutes here. We're going to go from Assembly Hall, basically, which you can see in the background over there, over to Dunn Meadow. Then there's a rally there and a carnival until 11 o'clock tonight. Of course, this is all celebrating homecoming, but we've got a football team here that's undefeated, and Coach Curt Cignetti just got a new big, fat contract. Curt Cignetti, now here for the next 8 years through 2033, and the new deal pays him $11.6 million a year on average annually. How about that for the coach who has his Hoosiers ranked third in the country, higher than ever before? And I just talked to the homecoming parade director. Well, sorry. The parade director said everybody's obviously very excited because IU now has the biggest, largest living alumni base in the country. And the Hoosiers are very proud of that. That brings a lot of Hoosiers back to Bloomington for homecoming. And let's hear from the trumpet section as we get ready for homecoming against the Michigan State Spartans tomorrow. It's the Hoosiers and the Spartans. The Spartans are just 3-3 and winless in the Big Ten. There we go. The Hoosiers celebrating homecoming tomorrow with a 3:30 kickoff. We'll have more at 6 o'clock, and the parade should be stepping off here in just moments.
All right, and a perfect evening for a parade, too.
I know. I wish I was there right now. Especially, I love a marching band, too.
All right, Rich, thanks. We'll see you again at 6 o'clock from Bloomington. Eli Gain is going to be down there at the game tomorrow in Bloomington. Kickoff against Michigan State is set for 3:30. He'll have the highlights tomorrow evening right here on Channel 13. And we are just 50 days away from the Big Ten Football Championship that's going to be happening this year downtown at Lucas Oil Stadium.
I feel like football just started and we're already talking about the championship. The Big Ten is already getting ready, working with Indiana Sports Corporation, Visit Indy, and Lucas Oil Stadium. The third-ranked Hoosiers could be one of the teams playing for the title come December. AJ Eads with the Big Ten says if that happens, the title game would feel a lot more like a modified home game.
Would.
But a lot can happen between now and then. Still got a few games left to play.
Really exciting, not just for Indiana and others that are in consideration, but the entire 18-team membership, given that every week is a new opportunity to go out and proves one standing.
Eads says a lot of what fans enjoyed the last couple of years at FanFest are going to be back this year. It'll be at the Convention Center. That includes those interactive games, performances from school bands, cheer and spirit squads, just all sorts of excitement and entertainment in there. Tickets to the game also get you access to the FanFest. The Big Ten champion will be crowned Saturday, December 6th. Hoping it'll be the Hoosiers.
Yeah. Well, tonight, city county councilors are banding together to oppose the city's proposed settlement with AES Indiana on that proposed rate hike. 16 members of the council from both sides of the aisle now condemn the deal. AES and Indy DPW announced the agreement just this week, which would raise the average customer's rates by about $10 a month by 2027. It would also stop AES from seeking another base rate increase before 2030. The counselors against the settlement say residential customers would end up paying more than large companies. They're now demanding public hearings to discuss the deal. But of course, that agreement still not yet finalized. It needs approval from the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission first.
Plans for the city to buy the downtown heliport are rolling along. Just today, the Indianapolis Airport Authority Board voted unanimously to approve that purchase. The property near Gainbridge Fieldhouse, it's been talked a lot about at least being part of a proposed Major League Soccer stadium in that area. Mayor Hogsett says they've been working for the last 5 years to decommission the heliport and unlock new redevelopment potential in what he says is the downtown core there.
Well, today the city broke ground on big improvements for a park on the northeast side.
Those upgrades coming to Psalms Park. They include a new playground. They got new pickleball courts. Those pickleball courts are in high demand. New shelter and renovations to the current tennis pavilion and restroom improvements as well.
Yeah, well, this is a $2.7 million project and part of a larger effort to invest in improvements to dozens of Indy parks.
They change how we raise our children. They change the future of our great city. And that is why the city of Indianapolis continues to invest in our parks. Because we know that they are a vital part of how neighbors experience the place that they call home.
Some of the other projects coming up on the way include a new central playground coming to Garfield Park and a new playground, new trails, and new courts at Granite Park. In all, the city plans to spend more than $150 million to upgrade city parks.
A cooler change will follow this stormy weekend. And speaking of the stormy weekend, potential of an inch or two of rain.
And ahead at 5:30, a man killed in a hit and run on I-65. Now we're hearing from a witness as the suspect is charged.
But first, questions of promising more firepower for Ukraine. We're going to share what came today from a high-stakes meeting between President Trump and President Zelensky. That's next.